Hello everyone, the Mac Tech here, and welcome to a brand new announcement stream where I am going to be making an announcement in regards to one new project that I am going to be working on. Now, if you followed up to my previous post that I made on my account, showing off the image of what my new project is called. Welcome to the stream. I'm not gonna go ahead and wait for everyone else to join. So, again, if you followed by with the previous post, you already know what this is gonna be about. I just announced my first documentary film that I'm gonna be doing. I figured it'd be more important to do this and kind of cover on the whole DC fandom in general, in how terrible the division of the whole fandom is, because in this world you can't enjoy the SnyderVerse films, because if you enjoy the SnyderVerse films, if you hate the Suicide Squad, they're gonna blame the Snyderverse. If you're a SnyderVerse fan, they're gonna blame you for the failure of the Suicide Squad, which in that case has nothing to do with the SnyderVerse fans. They're not the reasons why the movie failed. The movie had its issues, and then again, COVID can be a slight situation on why. But the main issue about why the Suicide Squad failed was HBO Max having it while it was supposed to be in theaters. Now, again, I love the Suicide Squad. It was a fun and entertaining film. It was. My favorite characters already are Bloodsport, Peacemaker, King Shark, and Rat Pack 2? Is her name Rat Pack? I forgot. But I think it's Ratcatcher. Yeah. So, and Ratcatcher 2 are both my favorite characters in the Suicide Squad. But Ratcatcher 2, alright, cool. I was I don't know why I forgot about that, but
Fight like wood.
Yeah, as you can see, that, as I was saying, SnyderVerse fans are being blamed for the failure of the Suicide Squad. Box office wise, it's ridiculous. And the problems just continue and continue with the reveal of the DC fandom poster. So if I've seen the poster, and I don't have a problem with what they're going to be announcing, except for Batwoman. Nobody cares about the Batwoman show. Nobody's even watching it on CW, so I don't get why they're even continuing the show when hardly anyone's watching it. But Poison Ivy has been casted for Season 3 of Batwoman, which apparently is happening. So, yeah. So again, I have no issue with what we're going to be getting at DC Fandom. But the poster of DC Fandom is the biggest example that Warner Brothers is doing everything that they can to pretend that the Snyderverse doesn't exist. Which is very, very problematic. And I hate seeing the fact that we only get, like, 2 characters from the Snyderverse, the Flash and Aquaman, in the poster. But yet you couldn't put Henry Cavill's Superman on there. Instead, replace him with the CW Superman. Which, I have no problem with CW Superman. I think he's a pretty good Superman so far from what I've watched from the CW Supergirl show. Yeah, I'm still currently trying to catch up on the whole Arrowverse. That's why I have not gotten to watch Superman and Lois Lane yet. I wish I can watch it right away, but I do not want to continue watching it incorrectly like I did with The Flash. I wasn't supposed to watch the CW Flash show till finishing watching the first 2 seasons of Arrow. I watched like all 5 or 6 seasons of CW's The Flash on Netflix first, before the other shows. So I watched it in the incorrect order. So yeah, I screwed myself up on the whole chronological order of the CW timeline. Welcome! So yeah, like, I didn't watch the whole CW Arrowverse in the correct order. So that's why now I'm watching it in the correct order as possible and continuously skipping The Flash, since I've already watched the episodes that the chronological order has pretty much has on the side, on the website, where I see where the episode lists are. Hello! Glad you can make it on the stream. Whoa. Yeah, but the DC fandom was divided. Starting with Justice League in 2017, Joss Whedon's version of the film. And, again, the whole fact is, because the DC fandom poster was not loved by all the Snyderverse fans, of course the Snyderverse fans, without any plan, started a Restore the Snyderverse trend. And it was funny, because this trend was beating DC fandom. It was beating DC fandom trending wise. We made it to like 61.9k tweets. And DC fandom had like either 40 or 20k tweets. That's how bad the poster gotten by some of the fans. And what's funny though is I've seen so many stupid hate tweets about saying, "Let the Snyderverse go. It's dead." Like, there's a lot of those people saying they're not going to restore the Snyderverse, when they should literally remember they said that the first time with the Snyder Cut, and look what we got. Snyder Cut happened. And that's why this September 7th in the US, the Snyder Cut will be on DVD, Blu-ray, and in 4K. Which, I don't have to worry about that, because I pre-ordered the 4K DVD on the UK website of Amazon, so I kind of got the Snyder Cut on DVD early. If I would have known that it would have came out on the month of my birthday, I would have waited and got it on DVD September 7th. But I'm not going to complain, because my 4K DVD from the UK of the Snyder Cut, it works very good on my PlayStation 5. So, bugs are awfully... The bugs are bad out here. But, yeah. Warner Brothers sabotaged 2 films in the DCEU. Suicide Squad by David Ayer in 2016, and Justice League by Zack Snyder in 2017. And the fact that Warner Brothers is doing everything they can to pretend that the Snyderverse fans don't exist, this issue has to be situated. I feel like it is the perfect timing to go ahead and do a documentary about the trends. The trend starting with, I figured it'd be great to do a documentary talking about the whole Snyderverse, from the first movie, Man of Steel, to the final film, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut. And why I believe that the trends are important, because we do need director's cuts for the films. If there's a film that's been sabotaged, we pretty much need director's cuts. Because you can't leave the original cut of the film unreleased. It's already been confirmed by David Ayer that the cut we got of that film in 2016 was not his cut. And what we've seen from the release the Ayer cut trend was, yeah, the film was sabotaged horribly. Everything that was on the script of Ayer's cut was so much different and screamed a whole different movie than the version we got in 2016. But I think it's more important now you will not only be a voice actor, but also a director. Yeah, that's true. I am directing some of my other projects that I've delayed to go ahead and focus on the voice acting, but I don't know, that I might change myself from not being the director for Rise of a Prime, because I have not yet, well, I haven't started with the script yet. We don't have a script writer for it, so. But my other projects are not important right now. But I figured it would be a lot more better to talk about the whole issues between the DCEU and its fandom in general. Because the fact that the DC Warner Brothers is the reason why the Snyderverse exists. It is. Warner Brothers is the reason why the Snyderverse existed. The Snyderverse fans exist because of Warner Brothers. And the fact that we have fans of the new movies are straight up saying and trash talking and being toxic to the Snyderverse fans it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. And the funny thing is that the Snyder and the fans of the new movies call the Snyderverse fans toxic. God! Bug flew on my eye. Ugh. But, yeah. The fans of the new DC films are right now they were calling the Snyderverse fans toxic, calling out the Snyderverse fans for being toxic and being crybabies over the things that happen in the new movie, which they have no fucking right to tell us we're toxic when they shit talk the Snyderverse films for what it does. So, yeah. All I gotta do for this documentary film is I got to see if there's any Snyderverse fans out there who wants to be a part of this. Because, of course, they're going to want to share their opinions about this whole situation between Warner Brothers and the Snyderverse fans in general. Warner Brothers is forgetting that the Snyderverse is the reason why they were that they were making the greatest DC films of all time. Zack Snyder is the reason why Warner Brothers started making amazing DCEU films in the beginning. And I'm not going to count the Dark Knight trilogy, because the Dark Knight trilogy is not part of the DCEU. Same with Zack Snyder's Watchmen. I still have yet to watch Zack Snyder's Watchmen. No, I still have not watched that. But both Zack Snyder's Watchmen and Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy are not part of the DCEU, so those do not count as part of the DCEU. They're DC live-action films, but they don't count as DCEU films. So the thing is, Warner Brothers are forgetting the simple fact that their DCEU movies began awesome, despite what the critics said, because of Zack Snyder. Of course, the Snyder films in the DCEU was going to get fans regardless of what the critics say. Because, and I will truthfully say this, Man of Steel is still, by all accounts, the most phenomenal Superman movie I've ever watched. And I do not want anyone to tell me, we'll watch Christopher Reeve's Superman, we'll watch the one movie directed by Bryan Singer, Superman Returns. I've seen Superman Returns. It's alright. Now, Christopher Reeves, I don't have to watch Christopher Reeve's Superman to know that Christopher Reeve's Superman is a good Superman. Everybody loves Christopher Reeve's Superman. And I already care about him as Superman. But what's more important right now is that Warner Brothers is doing everything they can to just completely ignore the Snyderverse in all accounts, so they can reset the whole timeline of the DCEU, starting with The Flash. So, yeah, the DCEU is dying because of Warner Brothers and their sheer stupidity at its finest. Me and other Snyderverse fans, of course, will explain why the Snyderverse is important, despite what the critics say. That is all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll keep you guys updated on more of the project in defense of SnyderVerse. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. The Mac Attack, out.